Masha had a question about adding a detail like this to kind of a flexy robot arm and having these dashes kind of stretch along with the path instead of, if you do it with a shape layer and dash stroke, the way that moves is a little weird. They kind of reflow in an odd way. So I suggested using a text layer, and I'm going to demonstrate that really quickly. So I'm going to start first by making my robot arm. I'll just make kind of a curved situation here, and let's get rid of that. Great. So let's make sure we have a nice fat stroke on this, and I'm going to go ahead. We'll just get rid of the fill. Let's tell this to be rounded because it looks like that was what was happening in the example. Great. So that is going to be the base of our arm. Now I'm going to create a text layer, and I'm going to use the pipe character. That's the thing right above the backslash. You could totally use like a lowercase l, or you could use like a hyphen or an underscore and rotate it, but this seems like the more, this seems like less work to me. So with a text layer, you can just kind of make some characters. I made 10, you know, however many needs to fit here. And then you can tell text to follow a path. So I'm just going to make a random path here like that. And that lives under the mask here on the text. But if I open this up, I can just look under path options here and tell it, boom, be on that mask 1. Okay, well, that's all right, but it's not matching this and it's not sticking to this yet. If you choose force alignment, now it's going to stick with this path, whatever the length of this path is. It'll follow the curve, and you see how it kind of accordions itself to that. So that's exactly what we need, right? Now we just need to tie these paths together. I'm just going to search path, and I'll take this mask path and just pick whip it to the shape layers path, because a path is a path is a path, right? It's all the same thing. Now you may wonder why this is offset. It's because I kind of just created both of these at an arbitrary place. But if I get rid of this, let's check out the positions of both. Yep, way different. So I'm just going to pick whip my position to the shape layer's position, and now it matches. I will point out that if on this shape layer, if you put this arm like inside of a shape group and you change the position on that, that's going to be different because now you're altering the position separately from the layer. You just need to account for that when you start linking stuff. So now we just need to style this text a little bit here. I actually got it pretty close right off the bat, but we might want these because I actually did the example before I set this up. You'll just need to kind of tweak your text size. We'll say we want it that big, and then I'm kind of just tweaking the vertical size to get it about the right, you know, thickness here, and then the baseline shift to kind of center it up. And so now if we grab that path here, you'll see that both our arm and the you know, the detail bits work just fine. If you crunch it up real tight, you'll start getting some weirdness, but I'm assuming you're not wanting to have such sharp angles on this anyway. And then you could totally like tie those fingers onto here. You could use the paths to nulls script to like get better access to these points, whatever you want to do. So hopefully that's helpful.